and boots on him and all sorts.
He's the heart and soul of the podcast.
He's the heart and soul, but like, we're thinking he could double up as a charcuterie board, and we were talking about a wine, some kind of wine.
Well, you can't just allude to it. You can actually say what you were talking about.
Oh, this morning I said, why don't we have a bottle opener there? So it's like his bum hole, and then you open a bottle on the bum hole. So yeah. It was just an idea, just a thought, sorry. Because if you put slots in them there, you could get some knives in there, and then you put your charcuterie.
There's a lot of space.
So it's like an all-in-one kind of starter bench. So I'm just going to bring that in.
Yes.
You're locked in. You'll have done this a million times, have you?
He knows I like to make noises with my nails.
Oh, do you?
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So it's
we can make a theme of that at some point on the podcast if you like.
So it's an ASMR podcast as well, isn't it? Is that all right for heights on the old visual there?
Do me a favour, very quickly. ASMR. You said that the other day and I had to Google it. Just explain it to us again.
That sounds. It's for me. It's close-up sounds, isn't it? It's stuff like that. Anyway. That's
close-up sounds?
It's that, because there's websites where you just hear like rustling crisps and like people clacking and doing all that and munching and stuff. So it's just loud sounds. That's how I explain it. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
can we get over the
back to Tranquil Otter?
Can we just get over the psychopath thing first?
The psychopath thing first.
So how many guests you are? I think, are 41st.
Ooh.
Is that about right?
Who was your 40th?
No. Is it no?
Oh no, 30. Is it 39th this
43 or
weekend?
something, isn't it?
43rd.
Yeah, 43rd.
Who was a 40th?
43rd. Have you ever said that word before, 43rd?
No, it's really uncomfortable.
No, it's really bad.
I'll never say it again. But yes, sorry.
Where are you going with that, Chris?
I wanted to work out why we've only had what looks like 4 people sign that wall in green. One of them's obvious, because Harriet Lamb's the chief exec of the Green Party.
Oh.
So she went for green, right? But according to Cy King's logic, anybody that used green, well, crazy.
Is that really?
Yeah. Psychopaths writing green. I'm like, but I don't know.
So it's like the Jeopardy moment when people pick the green pen.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's green, it's writing in green. But for me, you'd just be like, oh, let's fill a bit of colour in here. Do you know what I mean? You do it by choice of colour, or I fancy just doing something different to everybody else. That's how I would do it. So if I had an orange pen, mine would be orange on that wall straight away.
Upgrade the pens. Just
upgrade the pens. I don't know. No, I quite like it. It's pretty good. I mean, it is what it is, Chris. That's the answer to everything when you don't want to explain anything. It is what it is. Yeah. Is that mic all right for you as well?
That's all right for me, I think.
You all right?
That's
okay.
all right. Is that all right?
Just don't turn on the face, mate. That's all. So. Any hurdles? You're off camping after this, aren't you? You mentioned you came in. You're going to the Tranquil Otter, which is a lovely kind of. It's a good name. I like that, Tranquil Otter. So, where are you off to? What are you doing?
I'm just going to the Lake District with some friends, just some girlfriends. We're just going to go in the hot tub and we're going to eat lovely food and we're just going to have a chilled.
How dare you have a relaxing weekend?
Take Gordon if you want.
Yeah. I'm jealous now.
Actually,
I'm jealous now.
That's the end of the podcast. I'm actually quite frustrated.
I'm quite frustrated now because that's not what my weekend's going to look like. So yeah, it's not. It's from a manic week of like probably like 80 hours or something like that to now 2 children, entertain 2 children and do all that at the weekend, and then it starts Monday again on the work thing. And then it does the same next week, and then it just never ends, you know. So a continuous loop. So you're coming in with like nice energy. So we need a bit of chill in this room because we're a bit stressed this week. So yeah. So please help us.
Camping, right? I love camping. What type of camp are you?
I'm not a tent camper. I say camping, and it's not
a bit of glamping.
It might even be a little bit higher than the glamping.
Oh, really?
Quarter camping, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's similar. I'm with you there, right? I've got a camper van. Do you can't sleep? No, I don't sleep in it. You know.
You never sleep in your camper van?
No, it's a functional thing. It's like
do you not?
No, it's a production vehicle.
Ah, okay. So you don't go camping in it?
Looks like that. Yeah, yeah. It's got all the things you need for camping, but
you've never ever slept in a van?
I'm not sleeping in a van, man.
Why?
Oh, it's
this is a hotel over there, and I'll just sleep in that thing. So yeah, but you know, you don't need to sleep anyway. You get up at 4 a.m, you're already there. I'm driving at that time when people are sleeping, so it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? It's like, anyway, off me.
So the glamping thing's a really interesting one because I'm either all or nothing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I could go in a really small tent, as basic as you like, but it's the bit in the middle, right?
Yeah.
I'm having a go at my partner here. You take like cupboards and that, you know, like take household items into a tent
I think
to try and replicate the home.
There's two different situations here you're talking about. Camping, I could sleep in the van, well, as I've done it, on a fishing boat. I can sleep anywhere on my own, on my own terms, in my own rules. But when you bring in a family into it, that's when the arguments happen. That's when the problems start. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's what you're alluding to here.
I think it's actually quite funny though. Like all these people who allude to liking camping, when you go to campsites, all you can hear is families fighting.
It's arguing. Why'd you do that? Why'd you put that there?
The biscuits are soggy.
I told you we shouldn't have done. That's usually how everything kind of starts, you know? Yeah. But that's not what you're going to have this weekend, is it? So,
no, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's with, it's a group of adults, so we're going to have.
Do you do it often as well? Is it a thing within a group that you knock around with?
We do it probably we don't get to go away very often because quite a lot of the people have small kids, but we meet up quite often. Yeah, it's lovely.
They're going to love this weekend, and if they've got small kids and stuff.
Yeah.
It's that time, that switch off time.
Yeah.
I mean, as a yoga human, can I use yoga human? Sounds like.
We'll accept it.
Well, because we kind of categorise you as the yoga lady.
Yeah, now change the title to the yoga human.
The yoga human, yeah. So as a yoga person, are you chill all the time?
No.
Right.
Absolutely not. That's why I do yoga.
Right.
I do yoga to help us stay chill. I don't do yoga because I'm chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is that? So I'm really interested in that. You went from doing yoga, right? Mm-hmm. You must have just done it yourself, practiced it yourself. How do you make that transition into being somebody who talks about yoga a lot and shares all your experience with other people?
I think
How
it's
did that happen?
because I've just never had an inside thought in my whole life. So if something is if something's happening in my life, then I have to share it. Like if I'm passionate about something, I've just got to share it, and I can't stop.
But where did the passion start?
Yeah,
though,
how
Joe?
did it
Like,
start?
you know, I've been to yoga once, and I loved it, and then I never went back.
Yeah. Well, I was.
You're picturing that, aren't you?
Yeah. No comment.
Go on.
Sorry. No. Sorry.
I didn't really get into yoga through choice. So I got into yoga because when I went to drama school up in Glasgow, I went to the RSAMD, and they forced you to do yoga. So they were very like,
Really?
they were like, if you're going to have a job in the arts, then you're going to have something to keep you well, basically.
Really?
Yeah, because they were like, one of the things that it was great because what they had seen was lots of, obviously because they know how to train people for a job in the arts, and what they'd seen is people being talented but then completely burning out and not being able to maintain a job in that high pressure environment. So they basically forced us to do yoga, and I hated it.
Really?
Absolutely hated it. Could not stand it. It like made us feel itchy because I couldn't. It was too still.
Yeah.
It was too quiet. It was like I hated being with my own brain. It was just awful. And then while I was at university, my granddad died, and I was just devastated. And I was in this city where I knew people, but my family weren't there. And I joined this local gym. It was a fitness first. It was a female only fitness first. And they had a class on called, I think it might have been called Body Balance. And it was a mixture of Tai Chi, Pilates, yoga, and I loved it because the blasted music, we did our Shavasana, so that little relaxation at the end, we did that to Bryan Adams. The teacher would call it a little sleep. And because it was accessible to us, that was like my little inroad in. And because I was able to enjoy those lessons, something just clicked. And I was like, okay, I get this. Yeah. And then they continued to make us do it. So I was at that uni for 4 years, and by the end of those 4 years, I was just hooked. I was like, no, this is what I want to do. Didn't want to go into the arts.
I was going to ask that. So that trumped the direction.
Oh, definitely.
Of becoming an actor or working in the arts.
Yeah, because if you're an actor, you've got to hang out with actors. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, whereas.
Yeah.
if you're a yoga teacher, you have a lot more. You get to work with real people because you set up a class in a church hall or a community centre, and you're working with like real people, and I just preferred that. And also I like an early night. I discovered I liked an early night, and I didn't want to, if you're working in the arts, it's a hard slog. And being a yoga, anything where you're creating your own business has got its own challenges, but the challenges that you've got a lot more control.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that.
So how did you move into the space that you're in now then? So I've watched your videos, right? And you do have a full-on essence of calm. Your cat helps as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right, climbing over your shoulders and everything.
Yeah.
You know what? You're going down this road, and I'm like, what Bryan Adams song?
Well, I've always thought that. I was thinking, is it Everything I Do? Or is it a
I know, I really need to know what's in my head. Is it
I linked
anything
it when
like-
you said
Right,
a little
okay.
sleep. I thought, well, it has to be Everything I Do.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it definitely wasn't Summer of '69. Was it? So yeah. It was in my brain. Sorry, Joel. I had to get it. I had to get that out. Sorry. Continue.
I don't know where to go from there.
I don't know. You were asking a question about
So
transitions.
you said you never have an inside thought.
No, never.
Right? So how did you go from that person to the middle bit to what you do now, which is you've almost completely owned that calm space?
I think that's
You know
so
what I mean?
interesting that you think that, because I don't think
How it comes across.
I don't feel that at all. I am calm. No, that's not correct. I am able to dip into a calm. So I feel like I have the tools to be able to calm myself down and regulate my nervous system. But that's not. I don't think you can be calm all of the time. I don't think that's physically possible, or what you should be aiming for. You want to live your life.
Where did the tools come from? Did they come from Hutton, by any chance? Did some of the tools that you've got to kind of be able to control and put yourself in that space?
No, it's all from yoga.
Is it all from yoga?
All from yoga.
That's really
All from
interesting.
yoga. I did not, when I was acting, I had no self-regulation at all. And I think, obviously, the arts industry has, and I'm not in the arts industry anymore, but for what I see from the outside is that it has changed a lot since I was involved in it. But I think at that time it was almost quite celebrated for you to be a little bit like self-destructive, and
Yeah, of
course.
it was seen as rock and roll, and it was kind of celebrated to.
But is that the ego taking over? And obviously yoga is the opposite of the ego taking over. It's controlling the ego. So I think if they did more of the yoga, then they might be able to control the other thing in
definitely.
acting, and then tap into it when they need to.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a control aspect, isn't it? So it's probably what they need in a way, isn't it? That makes sense.
I think from someone looking on the outside now, I do think that the yoga has become a lot more mainstream, and I think a lot more people in the arts are doing it. I think that, which is great.
Arts and yoga.
Yeah.
Kinda, it's
But it's
similar,
a
isn't
funny, because I just wonder, in the North East, we can be quite resistant
Oh,
towards
definitely.
what are deemed as progressive,
Yeah,
forward-thinking things. So, I mean, my one experience of doing yoga was at a David Lloyd class.
Yeah.
I couldn't have looked more out of place. Right?
Yeah.
And, but is
I
that
was
not-
like Bungle,
I know.
right? In a
So
room full of people that were
reference,
completely and utterly
Yeah.
dressed and prepared to
Yeah.
be doing yoga.
And I think
Now-
that's one of the problems with, because I think that.
It's an old Paul. Sorry, Joe. I have to reference, because Alice, do you know who Bungle is,
Bungle
right?
is?
Because
Big Bear.
we use Alice as a kind of good judge of, like, have you seen Back to the Future? How old are you? Or were you just dinosaurs?
Well, do you not remember Rainbow?
So there was a show called Rainbow on the TV when we were kids, right? And Bungle was this massive bear. He was about 6'5", and there was Zippy and George. George was the hippo, and Zippy was, I don't know what he was.
I don't know what he was.
He
She's
just
mental.
he used to do that, and then Jeffrey was the guy who, the kind of the host,
The mediator.
the mediator wore like bright colours, and it was called Rainbow and the whole thing. Anyway, so Bungle was this massive bear, it was like 6'5", but yeah.
New to me.
Yeah.
He was
Anyway,
a very gentle soul.
yeah.
Oh,
Was Bungle.
I used to
Zippy was antagonistic.
Yeah.
Zippy sounds antagonistic, like.
Aye.
He was.
Zippy
And he
was.
actually had a zippy mouth
Yeah,
as well.
so you would have to
Like,
shut
you'd
him
have to
up
shut him
by
up
his-
with a zip.
with the zip,
Oh,
but yeah,
okay.
but Yeah, I used to eat me Peter's corned beef pasties sitting watching that as a kid. So yeah.
Like images worse than me doing yoga.
You say cross legs sitting in front of the telly, dipping it into your ketchup on a plate, but having to eat a pasty on a plate, it's not the same as it. Sorry, Joe. What were we talking about again?
Yes, so resistance, right? Mm-hmm. So you went from being somebody who was doing yoga as a person, right, just personally, to then thinking it through as a business.
Yeah.
How did, what was your thought process behind that? And did you find it hard to get people engaged in what you were doing?
So I think one of the problems with what people think of yoga is that exactly what you're saying about people have this image that yoga is for people who are naturally flexible, naturally calm, and they're going to feel out of place in a yoga class. And I think that because by the time you get to a yoga class, you've already got the confidence to be in a yoga class. You've already got you have already self-selected yourself as the type of person who's going to be able to do yoga. Whereas actually there is so many people, and especially in places like Newcastle, where yoga could be so beneficial for them, but they're just, because the way that yoga has been marketed and the way that the yoga industry has tried to sell yoga and sell the things alongside yoga, the leggings, the retreats, the protein shakes and things, it's kind of made it so that a lot of people who would really benefit from yoga feel like it's not for them, or it makes them kind of feel bad. Or sometimes when I say I'm a yoga teacher, sometimes I see people's face fall, and they're like, it's something that should be.
People don't think it's a journey to get to be able to do those things. I think they think they've got to go into a room and be able to do those things.
Yep.
I mean, that's what I felt like.
Yeah, but
I felt like I walked in a room full of like Sting, sitting with their legs crossed, playing a lute or something like that.
Yeah, but it is. But there's always a guy in the corner who's been there for 20 years who knows exactly what to do. But it's like bringing the new people in. It's the same as a gym. Your apprehension of being in a space where you haven't got a clue what to do, and like, I'm not stiff. Well, I am stiff, I'm not flexible, so you have to get to that point, but you have to keep going to get to that point. So,
exactly, yeah. And I think I've always, with my business, I've always thought, the way I see yoga is I see it as like a carousel that's just going round and round. And I've always thought, right, well, how do I stop the carousel and create a bridge so that people can get on the carousel? Because I think sometimes when you go to a yoga class, it feels like you're saying the people who've been there forever, and people just know people who just know what to do. And even things like taking your socks and shoes off and being barefoot in a room full of, that's weird. Like to me, it's not, because I'm used to it. But I'll take them off anyway. Do you?
Flights. I do that. I usually do it straight off. Just drives my kids. It's literally drives my kids.
Do you not worry
Dad,
about?
what are you doing?
Do you not worry about the germs though? The wee.
I always worry more about what I'm doing to the external world rather than what I'm picking up on my feet. I've always been a barefoot person.
Yeah.
The bins out and everything, bare feet.
I do like bare feet.
Love it.
Your feet have built a barrier to the world.
They have?
So,
yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Have you tried the barefoot shoes? Have you got bare? Yeah. Same. I like barefoot.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, they are good.
I train in barefoot shoes because it just keeps your foot flat, and it's just there because you don't need anything else.
These were a revelation.
And you half kind of judge when you see when they're doing something and the foot's wobbling around. I'm like, why are you doing this? It's the instability you can see. So anyway, go down.
My kids laugh at these shoes. They always say, "Oh, Dad, look, your little shoes," because they think I look like a duck because they're so broad at the front.
I know, but but it gives your toes room.
Oh, that's great.
Because everyone's toes are squished in like that, and now my feet are much better, and all the knees and ankles are much better because your feet can be splayed out, your toes can be splayed out.
I could never go back. I couldn't go in those little foot prisons anymore.
Foot prisons? That's what it is.
It is.
It's like a foot cell, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. It's true.
It is.
But why? Since time began, the shape of the shoe to be narrow. Your foot isn't narrow at the front, but then it ends up being narrow at the front because you're shoehorning the thing in. Shoehorning the thing in. So it's mad, isn't it? Why? And then it becomes a thing. Wide toe shoe. It should just be a normal shoe.
Totally should be.
It's been rebranded as a wide toe shoe. It should be a shoe. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense to you, Chris?
I'm just, Yeah, you've pushed us towards shoe pastry because my brain was thinking about
shoe
Shoe
pastry.
pastry.
Okay, sorry. But it's
Pastry shoes.
pastry shoes, yeah.
so you're talking about discomfort and kind of coming in and like, I've got to take my shoes, I've got to put me, bare feet. It's just exposing yourself into a new environment.
Absolutely.
And I think that's it. But if you can get over that one step, then the next step's easier.
Yeah.
Because we tell our kids this all of the time.
Yeah.
Do something uncomfortable all of the time, then that becomes default, and then you can go to the next, to the next, to the next,
Yeah.
and then you're not worried about stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah,
doesn't create a barrier between you and the world out there. So I think that again, adults still have it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, so you must have to convince lots of people to just come in,
Yeah.
have a different disposition with people and a different dialect with people, just to kind of convince them it's all right, you're
Yeah.
fine.
And I think in the North East and in Newcastle, like I love, like my heart is definitely in Newcastle in the North East, but I think there is this resistance sometimes to new things, and sometimes there's a resistance to being made to feel like people are worried that they're going to feel awkward, or you don't want to be seen to be doing something that you could be picked on for and putting yourself out there. So I think there has to be, if you're going to teach in the North East, there has to be like that sensitivity to that as well.
Do you not think as well? I mean, it's from experience, but there's always been like a resistance to, and this could be quite subconscious, like self-improvement and betterment. It's often like, and I think that comes from a class place sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, so if you look like you're evolving and developing and trying to make yourself better, it looks like you're trying to be better
Yeah,
than everybody else. When you're not, you're trying to
Yeah.
just be a better version of yourself.
I always remember a friend at school used to play the cello, and she gave up the cello because when she'd carry her cello to school, everyone would shout, "Hey, big violin!" And, and like it's not even.
mad, isn't it?
It's mad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when you're little, you don't like. Now she would probably be like, "Yeah, big violin. What does that even mean?" But
We've got some musicians a lot who we work with, and they often come and busk at events that we do, and they're fantastic young kids, really really good at what they do. But they stopped busking in certain locations
Yeah.
that were close to where they were going to school because they would get bullied at school about what they were doing,
oh, it's sad,
and
isn't
it's
it?
just it's terrible how it shrinks people's worlds.
I
Yeah.
do think kind of youth are a little bit more acceptable now as well. I really do. Compared to
Good.
what we were like, it was
Yeah.
like you wouldn't even think about it. You would get rinsed just for thinking about it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But now they can actually do it, and it doesn't become a thing. My boys, he's wearing braces this week, and it just absolutely crushed him Monday to walk into school
Yeah.
with a whole new way of talking. Do you know what I mean? That is a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare for you. But we're at Thursday, Friday. It's fine now.
Yeah.
And I said, "What did they say?" They just asked us, "Have I got braces?" That was it. I'm like, really? That would have been, I would have
for
been
us in
destroyed
our generation.
back in our generation
Yeah,
for
I
that.
had braces
You
when
would
I
have
was-
been
yeah.
hiding the things, do you know what I mean?
Braces are
So,
different now. Like
Yeah.
they're trendy. They get different
Yeah.
colours and that. And
but if the majority of people have got them, then it's kind of a thing,
Yeah.
and it's not so much of a problem.
Yeah.
But I think it has moved on, because I do think, and I see like people like young, like mid-30s, and they're very supportive compared to what our generation's like. Our generation's
Yeah.
like crabs in a bucket. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
You know what you're doing that for?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
grew up in a generation where you hide your glasses, man.
Yeah.
You used to
Yeah,
get
you couldn't
bullied
do
for
it.
wearing glasses and all
Yeah.
kinds of
It
stuff.
doesn't matter what you do, you're going to get bullied for something, so
Yeah.
just pick something and go with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think it helps with the yoga that like there's a lot of, I think there's been a lot of like sports people who've come out and said that yoga's helped them. So I know Ryan Giggs has said that yoga was the reason why he managed to play for so long, and Andy Murray has publicly been seen doing yoga, and the Newcastle Falcons have done yoga, and the like a lot of the sports teams. So I think that's really helped as well, because people can see I think it's strange, but almost like the physical benefits. If you say, "Oh well, this will help with your weight training, this will help with your running or your sport," like that. And I think it is changing, but for a long time that was a lot more socially acceptable than saying, "Well, it just makes me head feel good."
Yeah.
And I do think that's changing. I think there's a lot more understanding around the importance of mental health now. Like, it's great, but I think sometimes you need to have that physical benefit as well.
It's moved from that sort of, it's moved from the well-being space into being more adjacent to like mainstream sport.
Yeah.
And you've got mainstream sports people using it in a functional way.
But there's a lot of like older people now, especially who used to do bodybuilding back in the day. I mean, Diamond Dallas Page, have you heard of him? DDP? Anyway, he used to be a massive wrestler, a huge kind of jacked guy. He is shrunk down now to a normal sized human, and then he's promoting doing the yoga.
Oh, is he?
So he's been on podcasts where everyone, like that kind of generation, that kind of mindset, so you'd call it like meathead mindset, but it's not. Just big blokes. That's acceptable now because of the longevity, because when you're reaching over the 40s, you go, actually, I need to trim down a little bit because carrying all of this weight isn't healthy for in my 60s and 70s. Now he's promoting it and helping other people become fitter and healthier just by doing yoga, and it's become a thing. So that in that podcast zone really helps the mainstream of like blokes to go and actually, well, if he's doing it, then I can do it. So I think that's important, is just to kind of push various different people from various different worlds. And I think that's a thing as well, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one thing that I really believe is that all of us are interested in it. We just need to be allowed to have an avenue to explore. Like, everybody wants their minds to feel nicer. Everyone wants to be able to feel better in their bodies. Everybody wants to sleep better. So it's just trying to find ways that we can reach people in ways that they'll be open to. But I find, because I used to teach in gyms, so when I first started teaching yoga, I taught in like gyms, and I remember people saying, well, because you're teaching men and you're teaching like people who weight train, do you dilute the more philosophical side? And I was like, well, no, because they're interested. They just haven't, they've just never had a space to explore that. Like, everybody's interested in the world and like philosophy. It's just that we don't have space to explore it. So I don't know why I need to change what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't know. I sometimes think people walk in and think it's a cult. Do you know what I mean? It's like this yoga's a cult. Because it's been designed like that, and then the narrative from the 80s is that, you know, you turn up and everyone walks in kaftans, and do you know what I mean? It's that kind of, it has that identity to it. So I think that's where it's just carried on.
Isn't it? It's like intellectual inferiority complex.
No, you're right.
That you don't belong in that space. Or it's too highbrow for you to understand.
But it's the same as if you walked into any religion, they're going to be scared if you go hard on the paint with it too quick. Just let people come in the room and then do it just as a normal human. And then if they ask the question, then do that after. I think that's the approach, isn't it, surely? So sort of less scary approach. Yeah.
So how did you so you've got a huge following on Instagram, I noticed that. What was the transition to get to that point? Like, were you quite radical about it? Were you aiming to kind of influence in that space, or did it just sort of happen by accident?
So I had a yoga studio in Newcastle City Centre for about 10 years. And I loved me yoga studio. I loved the it was a real community of people who'd built up over that time. And but because I'd been running it for 10 years, and I also train yoga teachers as well. So I'm one of those people who just always needs a new challenge. I just always, and because I've been running my studio for 10 years, like I didn't feel, this is going to sound awful, but I didn't feel mentally stimulated with it, because it was, I feel like it had been a challenge. I'd done it, and then I was kind of coasting. So I was like, right, okay, I want a new challenge. So I thought, right, well, let's see how the online space works. So I had an online, because obviously during COVID I'd had to go online, but I hadn't really worked promoting it at all. So I just thought, because I could just tap into the people who came to the studio. And I thought, because it's completely different to anything I'd done before, I'm going to find out how this online stuff works. So I did a couple of courses. I kind of like to take things apart and look at how they work and then kind of put it back together. And like, I like seeing how, like that. And I thought, right, okay, I'm going to just see how online works. And I decided I was going to really go for it in the October. And then I had a video just go insane in the February. I got 8 million views and I got 100,000 follows in the space of 3 weeks.
So, and were you not expecting that at all? That just came out of nowhere.
Well, I was I
Like,
can't
was the growth
say...
coming in that direction, or did that just sort of, was that
No,
a
it
big
just
spike?
went... So I had 2,500 followers and I got 100,000 followers in like 3 weeks. And it was...
Yeah.
So it was just too much.
Yeah.
It was too
bet,
much.
yeah.
It was fun, but also like I remember I'd caught COVID and I was lying in bed and I was just like, and Zoe Ball had just followed us and like, and it was just going ding, 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 ding. And I was having to go back through my profile and be like, is there anything, is there like a picture of me door? Is there pictures of me nieces? Is there like, because suddenly this
Big
platform,
responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah,
It hits
huge.
you, yeah.
And I can't say, it isn't what I wanted, because it was what I wanted, but everyone always goes, slow, sustainable growth. And I'm like, and I was like, yes, slow, sustainable growth. And then it just went,
Yeah, but you can't plan for that, though.
Do you remember what the content was? Do you remember what the class
yeah,
was?
yeah.
What was it?
so it's a neck stretch, and I know exactly why it went viral.
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm going to
let's
do
do
it.
it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
of course.
Okay, we can do it. So, right.
Come on, guys.
So what you need to do is you need to turn your head and look over your right shoulder. And I want you to just
Yeah, this
check
one. Everyone's doing it their own way.
how far you can look over your right shoulder. So just pick something on the wall and be like, right, okay, that's as far as I can look.
Yeah.
Right, bring your head back. Get your left arm like this. And get your right arm on top, so it's like you're a genie going to grant a wish.
I'm doing that.
Keep your body facing forward, but move both of your arms to the left, so the opposite way of the way you looked. And then come back. And then go over to the left and come back. Over to the left, come back. Over to the left, come back. Let's do it 2 more just for luck. Over to the left.
Beyonce in my head now.
And back.
I'm out of sync.
Over
I'm
to the
worried I'm out
left.
of sync.
And back. Bring the hands down and now see if you can look over your right shoulder more than you could before.
Ooh.
Wow. Like, by good.
3 extra inches on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I was just going to say that as well.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it? It's good.
Revelation.
Yeah.
Oh, now I feel uneven. The OCD's kicking in. I can't do it from the other side.
Oh,
No.
just, isn't that mental,
That
though?
is mad.
That moment
Simple, isn't it?
caused that spike.
Yeah.
But I guess, if 100,000 people all went, bloody hell, I can see 3
Yeah,
extra
yeah.
inches across
Yeah,
my shoulder.
Yeah. Follow. But that's it. That's
It's a
all
really
it
good
works, isn't it?
demonstration,
Yeah.
though, how impact or transformation can happen with a simple thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Like muffin.
And I think,
Sorry, I
so
laughed at
the problem with that particular stretch was that a lot of people followed us being like, well, do me whole body. Do you know, like, I want you to do, like, I want you to do...
If I can do
Yeah.
that
If
now,
I do
Yeah,
that,
I'll
like,
be
yeah.
like fixes, and people just like, because I had tongue in cheek called it the magic neck stretch, but people didn't see the wink, wink, nod, nod in the nuance, because obviously the body's complicated, and so people were like, "Oh, you've fixed us," and I was like, "Oh no."
Loads of people thinking by the end of this week, I
Yeah.
couldn't put both my legs
Yeah.
behind my head.
Yeah.
And just people
Yeah.
thinking that I had like fixed that. They were like, I've had neck problems for 25 years, and I'm like, oh no, please, no, don't. This is just a little demo.
Like placebo effect of how
this is-
people thought they'd repaired
Yeah.
themselves.
And I was like, this is just a demonstration of how the nervous system works and the
Yeah.
trapezius muscle. It's not like, so I felt like I'd opened Pandora's box, and I had, and it was brilliant. Like I would never, I know how fortunate I am to have had such a great reaction to it. But then I felt like I had to really rein back my content and start giving a little bit more, like, I could have just lent in more into that clickbaity stuff, but it just wasn't, there is nuance around the human body, and there is nuance around people. And I just feel like that was a bit too close to the clickbait sun for my for my liking.
Yeah, but it was unintentional, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
It's unintentional, but sometimes because you're trying to grow something, you go,
Yeah.
oh, hang on.
Yeah.
And then the little ego, oh, yeah, that kind of crops up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then
it's
you
hard
go,
not
if I
to,
do the
it's
same
hard to
thing.
resist that. I mean, we've had that with the podcast.
Yeah,
you know,
it is
some
hard to resist
things
it, but you know, it's like,
fly.
Yeah.
And there is no
should we do
rhyme
the
or
same thing
reason.
again? No,
Yeah.
there is no rhyme or reason, and it's always a throwaway stuff you don't care about. You can't make something go viral. It just does it or doesn't.
But you know that like controversy. I'm sure when you're editing a podcast, there's certain angles that you could, and you're like, oh, I could do that. But then you also have to step back and be like, is that what we're wanting to?
You do, yeah.
To do.
But even on the clips, I would cut stuff out that I just don't think need to be in there as
Yeah.
well, and it's getting to the point quick because
Yeah.
you play into somebody's sort of. You're playing to the audience and its attention spans and stuff like that, but it's just to drive you to go and see the longer form. Do you know what I mean? But people don't care. It's like this.
Yeah, and it's hard because exactly what you're saying. So people want the shorter things, but then, you know, the yoga's something that you do over your life.
It can't be distilled down into
Yeah.
into a reel or a clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough because the stuff that we really need is long form, but the stuff that we're being given is short form. It's the complete opposite of what we need. Oh, you should do it short, but we'll still listen to a 3-hour podcast if you want to. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, what was the purpose for doing that? Is to drive people to the business? Was it drive people to just start yoga? What was the purpose to do it?
Honestly, that was just seeing what I wanted some more doors to open. I was feeling stuck. I wasn't feeling stuck. That's not true because I was really content where I was, but I just got to, and I think this happens in your life sometimes where you're like, okay, I'm where I want to be. I need some more mental stimulation. I need something else. So I had decided to start doing stuff online. But I didn't really know where it was going to lead. I was just interested. I was like, oh, I wonder if I can do this. And then when it started getting bigger, that was when I was like, okay, there's obviously a real appetite for what I'm about and what I'm trying to promote and what my point of view around yoga. Because for years I just thought that no one would be interested in me online because, like, a lot of the yoga that you see online is like these absolutely stunning women in their underwear doing like gorgeous handstands and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm just a really boring, like, Geordie lady in our living room talking about, you know, I live in an ex-council house and I'm just sitting there talking about like, oh, you know, you should do this. This is what you do if you've got wind. This is what... Like,
But the thing is, so you've just done the perfect pitch as to why people would resonate, and why people would gravitate towards you over something that is fake.
Yeah.
It was so, honestly, I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked. And when it exploded in the way it did, I was like, oh, okay, right, what should I do? So that's when I started my Substack. So I've got a Substack called Yoga for Tired People. And it's yoga, for tired people. So it's for people who just, because one of the things that I was seeing was and this has always been the case, is that everybody has this voice in their head that they should be doing more yoga or they should be doing more whatever. And I think that everybody feels so guilty that they're not doing enough. And I just wanted to create a space where it was like, okay, let's do this and this be enough. So the idea is that I do, it's yoga you don't have to get your mat out for and you don't have to change your clothes. So you just switch on the video and it's between 5 and 20 minutes long and you just weave it through your day. So you do, so there's stuff to do at the desk, there's stuff to do before bed, there's stuff. And again, people just really, something just clicked. People really liked it. And I started that in the July and by the December so it was a year. So by the next year, I had 37,000 subscribers and just people I think there's just a real appetite for, I think people are just knackered. I just do.
Yeah.
I think it's time as well, Joe. Honestly, we are all stacked for time.
Yeah.
We're just juggling so much stuff continuously and the guilt that it leaves is phenomenal. It's
Yeah.
like your family, your kids, and all this kind of stuff. And it's that as well as the guilt of like, I should be doing more. Oh
Yeah.
God, I feel lazy. I don't. You're giving a solution to something which is easily accessible instead
Yeah.
of push the chair back, get the mat out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People cannot be bothered
No,
to
they
do that at the end of
can't.
the day, can they? And it is really tough.
Yeah.
I mean, I gym in the morning because I can't be bothered to do it at night. I'm ghost, you know. So early one to bed like yourself. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You've got to.
But you do, because you're absolutely destroyed by the
Yeah.
end of the day. So I think that's probably why people resonated with that, you know.
And I think and it's true, isn't it? There's a lot of people who's the voices in the space where they're saying, you know, just do it. Like, if it's important, just do it. And you're like, but there's so many things vying for your attention. So I think there's just something really lovely in somebody saying, right, let's just do what you can with what you've got, rather than being like,
Yeah.
It's
you've
like a
got
big
to.
race to the bottom, though, isn't there? There's so much content out there at the minute, you know. If you get up at 3 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning,
yeah.
I've been this, I've done that, and by 9 o'clock, I'm, 2 days ahead of somebody else. And then you've got the other side of the world who are just trying to slow things down a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a common sense space in the middle.
Yeah.
Because you can't always keep on saying, we're juggling so much, I'm so busy, I've got no time, I've got no space.
Yeah, but we juggle so much, and then we have a mental health issue
Yeah.
because we're forced into this world and this narrative that you're not doing enough. What you're not doing enough for, because we're not successful. You're not a millionaire by the time you're 30. You're lazy. Do you know what I mean? And that is the narrative.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
We're all victim to it. You know, what you're doing. I can't repeat what goes on in my head, but it's not fun. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
of course.
But I get up because I have to do this, to do this, to do that, because I've got stuff I want to achieve
Yeah.
and do and fit in the day. But I think there is a pressure. There's two pressures, and then there's an economy for that now.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's the health and well-being has gone through the roof, but do you need everything?
And it just adds another thing that you just failing at.
Another thing
Yeah.
you feel
You're
that?
like, and it's like, if it's almost
Yeah.
as if there's this thing that you could be doing. So if you're not doing that, then your mental health problems are your own fault, because you could have just done that.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
and I hate that narrative so much, because it just makes people feel absolutely terrible.
It does. I think
Well,
it's
it's hopeless as well. They feel hopeless. That's the...
But it is. But it's kind of, well, why can't you handle it? Honestly, there's another voice that goes in top of the other voice, because you like going around doing this. Yeah, but why can't you handle it? Your mental health suffering. So you're not as good as them. It's just, it
Yeah,
never ends. This, but we all live in our own heads, and
Yeah.
no one knows what you're thinking.
Yeah.
It's really hard because you don't know what people are walking around carrying as
Oh,
well.
absolutely,
So,
yeah.
I mean, you must get that when you've got classes and people come in. Do you do live classes now with people facing stuff, or just online?
I haven't so when I closed the studio, the only thing I've been doing is I do stuff at the Sage. So I do it with live music at the
Yeah.
Sage, which is
wow.
lovely. Yeah, it's lovely. It's really nice.
Captain Picard there, I think.
Let's
Well,
call
well,
it the Sage,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
let's
yeah,
call it the
sorry.
Sage. I know.
The glass house. The glass
Sage.
house.
We can't call it the glass house. It just won't.
It will
I can't
not
replace
work.
the word in my head.
But we've been raised with that. Do you know what I
I
mean? It's
know.
kind of, it's in the vernacular.
I
Yeah, it's
know.
like people still call it Twitter, not X. Do you know what I mean? It's,
I remember when I was. Can you
What's
remember
that?
when you were little and your parents would say, "And that used to be the," and you'd be like, "I don't care." And
Yeah.
I'm like that now.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. I say to my nieces, I'm like, "And that used to be," and
Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
"Why do we don't care?"
we don't care. I know, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are you the friend that makes your friends do yoga? So when you're at the Tranquil Otter this weekend, are you the person that'll be right? Come on, guys, away.
Do you know what? That's so funny, because normally I'm like, I'm on holiday, I'm not teaching yoga. But this weekend I am. So my friend Kate.
Free advice here. I can say, Joe, free advice.
Well, my friend Kate, she's a Reiki instructor, and she's going to do it. I'm really looking forward to this weekend. She's going to be doing Reiki on us all, and I'm going to do some yoga. So yeah, it'll be
Okay.
lovely. Yeah, it'd be nice.
Have you got a tranquil otter pose?
I could make
what
one.
would
We could
the
lie
Tranquil
on
Otter look like to you?
Well,
It's lying on its back, isn't it?
I did it earlier on.
It's got to keep its head above the
Yeah.
water.
It's lying on its back like this. It does this, doesn't it?
Yeah, looking down. But that's probably not good posture.
But you can do the look to the right.
But what does a Tranquil Otter do? And just like
Just this.
Kicking
Just
back in the water.
floats. You know, it's like
Around.
being in one of those sensory deprivation tanks. I think that's a tranquil otter.
Yeah, you've cracked it.
Right.
Show
There's a
us
new
the
brand
face,
fair.
don't
Right.
Yeah,
Can you
there
show
we
me
go.
the
50%.
Can you show me the face of the Tranquil Otter again? I need to just
Yeah, I like it. Don't otters hold hands? I think you need to
Do,
hold
but
hands.
you know, it's like
yeah.
when he's on his own. You know what I mean? He's deprivation tank. You can only fit one otter in.
deprived otter.
Deprived otter. He's spending some lawn time.
Oh, sorry.
That was it. That was some good core technique there. Though,
Yeah, it's actually quite impressive.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
it's
So
impressive.
it works. It works. Yeah.
So guys, 36,000 subscribers on the YouTube podcast and the Local Heroes podcast.
Patreon.com/Local Heroes VIP. Honestly, we're terrible. We're trying to shoot
let's
on
all
things.
do the tranquil latte.
Let's all do the tranquil latte. Yeah.
Is that the Christmas single?
Don't get started because I'll end up with a song. You know, I've fun with my daughter. We'll make up songs about
that's
stuff.
nice.
You know how? Because I think plays, right?
Yeah.
Every single play is just you sing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's
yeah.
it. So we end up making songs up with stuff like that. So,
Should we challenge ourselves one time to do one podcast episode?
Or just sing it.
Like, yeah. Like it's like an
It'd be
opera.
exhausting. We'd only get there like
that's
3
a challenge,
minutes. You'd be like, I've
1
run out
hour.
of words, I've run out
Solid.
of thing, I've run out of rhythm. But you need a bit of movement though, don't you? So, yeah. Is it peeling apples? Well, I'll not do the apples one.
Peeling apples?
No, it was the apples. Lovely
Apples.
apples.
Oh, yeah.
It was the apples. Sorry. Okay. You have to really sing it though. They kind of yeah. And then you see people coming out the trees and anyway. So that's
How are we doing for time?
I don't know. I was going to ask. Hang on. I
wasn't
think
cutting you off, by the way.
I was going to go down the importance of stretching. So I do understand the importance of stretching because I suffer myself with inflammatory arthritis, and
dear.
I can't sit on a chair for a very long time without the hips going, something going. So I tend to lie on the floor, foam roll, I stretch.
Yeah.
I'm always doing this. It's the old
Lovely
hip
little
flexor and all the
piriformis
doodads,
stretch,
it's
yeah.
all of that. So I'm aware of it, but it's absolute gold. So I'm shouting from the rooftops that people should stretch every day and do more of it. So what could people do in the living room on the floor? Because I do it watching the telly, you know. So
Well, I think it really, this is such a cop-out answer, but it's just true because I think people have such a range of what they can do. So for one thing so when I interview me teacher trainees to become yoga teachers, they're always like, I can't do a headstand. Is that a problem? Oh, I can't do a handstand. And I'm like, you're not going to be teaching people to do headstands and handstands. You're going to be teaching people how to get up and down off the floor.
Yeah.
You're going to be teaching people how to sit up straight. You're going to be
We always
teaching.
reach for the spectacular, don't we? We
Yeah.
never go for the symbol.
Yeah. But it's actually mind blowing how stiff so many people are.
Yeah.
And it's not their fault.
No.
I think people really internalize a sense of shame around the flexibility of their hamstrings. It's crazy. People are like, these are the tightest hamstrings you've ever seen in your life. And I'm like, I promise you they're not. But I think because of the world that we live in, we're always on a chair.
sitting down's the worst thing.
Always sitting down. And even some people, they don't do 3,000 steps a day. And it's not because they're lazy. It's just literally because of the lifestyle, the way that the world is.
You go to an office, have to sit in a chair, have to do that thing, get up, have your lunch, go sit in another chair, then come home, driving home in a car, then go home, then do the kids, then sit down on a couch, then go to bed. There ain't much time in there, is there?
No.
That's the problem. You're all sitting online, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you have to confront yourself. So a lot of people don't do what they know they need to do because they would have to, because they've got that sense of shame around it. So it almost becomes worse because by doing something, they'd have to confront where they're starting from, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I just think and I think we've got so much, I think we've tried to motivate people with the stick for so long, and actually we need to show people compassion and say, it's okay where you start, it's okay where you're starting from. And I think that, like you're saying about the way people talk about themselves and to themselves in their own minds, and that's a lot of what we do in yoga, is all around making the landscape of your mind a nicer place to live in. And because it's literally the only place you've got to live. You've only got, the only place you've got to live is your own mind. So as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more important than making your mind a nicer place to live in. That comes beyond, making your house a nicer, like it's nice to have a nice house, but you're still going to have to live in your mind in your house. And I think that's something that people don't really understand. I think the messaging there hasn't quite hit the public yet around yoga, which is, that's the reason why that's the whole purpose, like the stretching and the headstands and that's almost like a byproduct. But the main thing is, because I think the first question you asked us was, why did I start telling people about it and why did I start teaching? And it's because the difference between how I used to talk to myself in my mind and now is like night and day. I'm like a different, it's like I've got a different life because I'm living in and I'm not saying it's kind all the time, but it's certainly it's a nice place. Like my mind's a nice place to live now, and that's just. And if I know that can happen for people, then of course I'm gonna tell people and teach people, because it would be weird not to.
That's because you've got your house in order. But how do you mentioned shame before? We're quite a shameful society.
Yeah, we are.
And that starts quite early on. And
Yeah,
that could be fat shaming people or body image related stuff. How do we get out of that? Because that's one of the big things that prevents people from owning up. Well, that's it, owning up.
Yeah,
What are you owning up to? Even that language saying owning up, or people confronting a challenge that they've got, and rather than double down and try and face up to it and move on and deal with it, they're just buried further down because they don't want to, like you said, they don't acknowledge like that they're not walking enough or they're not moving enough, and it's further entrenching the problem over time. How do we get out of that? I mean, because when I went in an old job years ago, I used to do a lot of international stuff before I was doing food and drink work, and I went to a school in China, and it was a primary school, and the kids were forced to stretch in between lessons, like it was embedded in the culture of school that in between lessons they do a 30-minute lesson. At the end of the lesson, they'd have to do neck exercises. They were stretching their arms. We just don't do that, do we?
No.
And I think because it starts that early, there's a much clearer sense of self in other cultures where you've got to look after your body, look after your mind. We're still sort of stuck in like Victorian era, aren't we?
Yeah.
What we do at schools here.
But I think obviously it's implementing the stuff like that in schools, because the same, my daughter, she kind of writes little notes, and it's like all kind things and good things that is a part of her and what she loves.
Oh, that's
and being
so
kind to
nice.
herself, and she'll pin it up. I'm like, why aren't we all doing this?
Yeah, it's such a good idea.
It's
It's lovely.
absolutely nuts that we're not doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she's saying that side of it, but I'm like, what's the thought process and why she started to do that just in the house? Is there something that you're thinking about? So I'm down 15 rabbit holes, do you know what I mean? So, but it's like, but it doesn't matter, she's doing it. I'm like, all right, if she's doing it, then she's saying she's putting positive things into her head, not the negative things into her head. So even if she is thinking like that, didn't even explain it, doesn't need to, but she just does it anyway. I'm like, it's just things like that we should be doing, and promoting all of this kind of stuff, so you end up with a healthy mind by the time you get an adult.
Yeah.
And then you've got some tools to handle this.
Yeah.
I think it's all tools, isn't it,
is all
Joe?
tools.
It's all management. Doesn't go away. Managing tools. You've got to understand that this will never change. There's no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is an everyday occurrence, and you have to work at it to get better at it.
Yeah.
And I think that's as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's just everything is work. Don't treat it as work, though.
Yeah.
Pour it in like you're eating breakfast. It's a thing you do. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
it's got to be
And I think it
behaviour.
has to be behaviour and habits. And
Yeah.
if you change that, I've done it myself, this becomes a habit. Don't
Absolutely.
get too obsessed with that. It's that seesaw, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Getting that balance right.
And I think it's really interesting that we as a society, I think about this quite a lot, about how we interact with discipline. And I think the word discipline, even that you can use the word discipline to mean punish. So we would discipline a child. We would, if you need to be disciplined if you're being wrong.
You get a disciplinary.
You get a disciplinary.
Yeah, it's a negative word.
And I think it's a really strange, because the root of that word is actually from disciple, which means to worship and to love something and to dedicate your life to something. And I think it's really strange that we've managed to shift. And so I think it is hard to stick at something because in my family we call this being a fun vampire, which is when when you're enjoying something and then you think, oh, I've got to take this seriously. And then in your head, you're like, oh, well, serious things can't be fun. So in order to take something seriously, we suck all the fun out of it. Yeah. And then suddenly you're like, why can't I stick to this thing that I enjoyed? And you're like, well, yeah, because you've sucked all the fun out of it. And why would you, like, you know, when you eat well, you feel like you have to strip yourself of all the nice things. And when you think about training, it's like hard work, but actually it can be fun. Like we're allowed to have fun, and we can do things in our lives because it's actually consistency over time, isn't it? Like you'll know if is it weight training? Like
it's a mix of everything. Do you know what I mean? But it's just a consistency. You turn up every day. And I'm just if somebody coming in for the first time, like, you've turned up, that's a win. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just keep turning up. I respect that more than anything else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it's over time, isn't it? People always think that they have to do, like, it's a morning routine, a daily routine. Yeah. It's like, what can you do in that small time? You're like, but it's not about that. It's about, well, what did you do over the year? How often did you turn up over the year? Because if you do it more than you don't do it, over time, it's going to make a huge difference.
I started at 33. Do you know what I mean? And I'm 48. I'm like, God, it's been 15 years. Do you know what I mean? Then everyone's like, hey, you look great. I'm like, because I've been doing it for 15 I don't even think about it. Now you go, bloody hell, 15 years. Yeah. That's loads of time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And all I did was turn up. Yeah. Do the same thing every day. Yeah. Do it, continue. But it's the approach. I think if it's how you look at things, how you approach the subject. That's the problem. If you approach it, go on, I'm going to do this thing and this is going to be a thing. If you go, oh, God, I can't be bothered. Yeah. It's your attitude you're taking into the situation.
What advice would you give to yourself 50 years ago who struggled to turn up?
You have to turn up. Do you know what I mean? You just turn up. Do it once. And for me, I'm like, don't do it Monday, do it now. Because then you're overthinking it and then you'll make the excuses. Then that'll give you the time not to do it. I think you just got to, all right, I'm gonna do it. Actually, I'm gonna stretch now. Do it now. There's no. If you didn't have a calendar, a clock, or a watch, time wouldn't exist. So therefore, why are you putting pressure on yourself because of the time? Now time's a pressure. Yeah. Now Monday's a pressure. Yeah. I'll start the diet then. I'll do the thing then. Do it now. Yeah. You can actually throw it in the bin and start new this very second, and that's what I'm always about. And people have done that to me. You shouldn't be eating that, right? No more of that. It's just that mindset, that switch, that flick switch. But I get obsessed about it. Yeah. But that becomes, I have to be for it to become a thing for me. Yeah. But I can control it in a way. Yeah. You're replacing bad habits with healthy habits. Yeah. But it's a replacement. But understand that if you've got an obsessive personality, then you have to make sure you're not too hard on yourself on that, which I can't do. Yeah. And I'm bad with that. So I admit that, but it's that kind of thing. It's really it's the seesaw again, isn't it? You know what I mean? We've all got issues. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't end. Oh, no. It just, now it's this, and then that becomes the obsession instead of the other thing. But
it's like, what is a better obsession? Do you know what I mean? It's
better obsession. Better to be healthier than not.
And and I think that, I don't think you can tell looking at the outside if somebody's, obviously, you can sometimes, but most of the time you can't tell whether that behaviour is necessarily bad or not. I think you could do the same thing. So say, for example, you ate healthy. You could be doing that from a place of deep respect and love for yourself. So you could be doing it from a place of the food that I eat is the fuel that I put in my body, and I know that my body is I respect and I love my body, so I want to make sure that it has the fuel that it needs. Or you could be doing that exact same thing from a place of hatred for yourself and like self-loathing. Yeah. And you could be like, I don't deserve anything nice. I don't deserve chocolates. I don't deserve this. So it's like it's almost the intention that you have behind the behaviour as to. You can't say, oh, turning up to the gym is inherently good or inherently bad. It's how does that make you feel in your own mind, and how are you treating yourself as you do it. And I do think that as your mind starts to become a nicer place to live, and you do start to get a bit more love, and you do get a bit more respect for yourself, then it almost makes it easier. Those habits become easier because you are doing it from a place of love.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier. And that's why I think it's really important that we never shame people for not doing it, because come on, it's 2025. We all know what to do, don't we? It's like people aren't struggling to know that you need to like eat less, move more. Like it's such a, like people know that, and just saying that again and again to people isn't a helpful thing to do, because it's just ingraining that sense of shame. So I think sometimes if we start almost from the mind, that will, and go from there, then those behaviours are easier to stick to and easier to do.
I think obviously people want an easy fix and they want a fast track way of doing things, and nobody can make you do it. There's so many times I hear it from, you hear it from PTs all the time, and like yourself, you're teaching people, and well, what should I do? It's like, change the record. You've asked us 15 times over 2 years, so what's the point in doing that?
It's getting harder. I mean, we I can't remember the name of these people, but there's a campaign group that do things around UPF, ultra processed foods.
Oh right, yeah.
And they were lobbying against all the fast food advertising and the junk food advertising, and they did a study. And I've actually recorded it. I recorded the transcript from Spotify. I was listening to a podcast, and they're a nationwide campaign, but they did some work in Biker.
All right. And
Biker had the highest concentration of fast food ads in the closest proximity to a primary school than the rest of the country. So it just tells you kind of, no matter all of that self-discipline and the positivity, the kind of the external environment at the minute
100%.
is really toxic for people.
Yeah, it is.
It's getting harder, and people are going to have to find more mental resilience to be able to push that stuff out.
It is, but then we go to education and parenting and schools and everything else, because you don't have, just because it's there, you don't have to do it and say you need it. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things, but you're bombarded with it. But it's understanding that, and it is really tough. It's putting in place the good habit thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to be bombarded with all of this stuff, which is not good for you, then you need to balance that out. But you need to understand it as well, to go, well, why don't I have Matty days on a Saturday? Do you know what I mean? It's kind of making that decision, and it is a decision and it's an option. But if you haven't got a clue about the other good, healthy options, then this is all you know.
It's hard though, isn't it? Because if you've, like, I'm from a council estate in Gateshead, and when you live in that environment, and like, are those messages of, well, those messages of like, oh, well, you'll be healthier and you'll live longer, it doesn't really apply when you're in that poverty. So you're like, well, I've only got so much disposable income. I'm going to go and make, like, I'm not thinking far ahead in the future.
Exactly.
I'm just going to get the things that make my present immediately nice. And I think having that awareness around, like, this is why I just think it's not good to share, because that's why they're putting it in Biker, isn't it? Because they know, they've done the research, and they know that they're the people they're preying on people. Really, they're preying on people who don't.
But they're recruiting.
They're
recruiting long term customers and consumers of their things.
Yeah, because that feeds into the next generation, doesn't it? And that's the issue.
And I think you're right. I think you grow up in an area like Gates. I grew up in Hutton, and you're almost living in a subconscious state of self-destruction.
Well, yeah.
Because you're not really thinking about. I mean, I know most people who say, "What if I live that way? I can add an extra 10 years of my life." Nah, it's all right. I'm all right. I'd rather shave those 10 years off, thanks, because I haven't got a pension or I haven't. Yeah. So, do you know what I mean?
And it's full of heroin. Like, those places are full of heroin, and everyone's smoking and everyone's like drinking alcohol. Like, I don't think fast food isn't necessarily on the highest list of things that they need to that they're seeing as bad. And I think I think as well, like, so I read a book about ultra processed foods. And I've got a lot of education around health and wellness, and I've also got disposable income now, and I now have the autonomy of having a more privileged life. And I also have time. I don't have kids. I've got time to cook out from scratch. And I read a book about ultra processed food, and it was literally like everything was bad for you. It was like, it was saying why salad was bad. It was saying why broccoli was bad. It was saying why, and I was like, oh, do you know what this makes me want to do? It makes us want to just put everything to the side and go and get McDonald's. Because if you're saying broccoli's bad, then like it's almost it like short circuits your brain, because you're like, just someone tell us what I'm supposed to be eating, because I'm...
Yeah, I think sometimes it's overload and it's too much. But I'm like 80%, do 80%. It's the same as healthy living, eating all of this stuff. Enjoy the other things, but just don't have it 80% of the time. Do you know what I mean? Just try and tip that balance. But like you're saying, it's social issues are the problem. It ain't what the food and the thing. That's the least of their worries. It's the least of anything. 100. I mean, you brought up in a decent household and all that kind of stuff, but it was like, you're hungry, you go and get a slice of bread. I can't eat bread now. Probably because I've eaten all the bread, do you know what I mean? And that's the issue. It wasn't a thing for me, and I had weight issues since I was 10, do you know what I mean? And body issues since I was 10. That I've still got them now, and that's why I go to the gym now, do you know what I mean? And that's why I eat, and that's why I'm hard on the pain, because of that. That there, education. But they didn't know.
No, they
this
didn't.
was the thing. And everything was pushed as like, fat's bad for you. It ain't. It's the sugar. But you put the sugar instead. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to go down that road, because that's another podcast in itself. But that's the issue. It's like, I should be doing this, should be doing this, should be
we
doing
were
this.
the generation when cereals were good for you.
Right, save you. All brand, better for you. Weetabix is better for you. But then you just be like, sugar. Sugar.
Totally.
This is bland. Let's bang that on.
Get
you know what I
rhubarb,
mean?
put it in sugar, and just suck off the sugar.
It just
in there.
shows you how food and manufacturing works. Though, because Kellogg's at the time must have been like, okay, hold on a minute.
That's good.
Then that's not our sugar that they're putting on the. Let's make Frosties. Then we can own the whole thing.
It's getting the balance, isn't it? It's like, I think we always have to keep in mind that there is the fact that we don't have control over a lot of society. We don't have a lot of, we're part of a really unfair system. The system's stacked against so many people. But within that, we also have autonomy within ourselves as well. So it's like, how do we keep the compassion for the fact that society is unfair? How do we keep compassion for the people who are struggling, and at the same time we're not disempowering them and saying, well, it's unfair, you may as well just eat McDonald's and get like, how keeping that? And I don't know, like, I think it probably changes all the time, but keeping those two truths in our mind while we're having conversations and we're talking because growing up in those places, like, it really infuriates me when I see like social campaigns, and I see like, it was one of the reasons why I stopped working in the arts, was because when I saw like the community arts stuff, and I was like, oh great, another thing about the miners, brilliant. I'm sure sure everyone wants to see that again. But I know like how fiercely intelligent these people are. Like, they're not stupid. A lot of the self-destruction is a form of resistance and keeping control. It's taking control of what you can control within your own life and circumstances. And I just get really frustrated. I think there's a sense of like patronising, and they can feel that they're being patronised.
Because people don't like to be talked at.
No, of course they don't.
And I hate that as well. So I mean, it's just understanding the whole thing. But I think if the more honest you are about this stuff, and the more you talk about it, it's like you can change your habits, and I think that's the thing as well. I mean, case in point, 17-year-old, no, was it 21-year-old, 17.5 stone. I'd have a can of Sprite next to me bed in my mum's house, do you know what I mean? And me snacks like that. I would eat McDonald's. Complete the polar opposite of the human being that's sitting there right now. Do you know what I mean? But education, learning, hating who you are, what you do. That's the motivation. But you can change it, you know what I mean?
What do you think, if there was a version of you that hadn't changed compared to the version that's sitting there now, what do you think that the version that you has changed has got that the other version hasn't?
It's a tough one. Honestly, I don't know. Because the thing is, I think when you're asking other people go, I can't believe it. They can't believe who I am now to who they used to know. And I think it's other people's opinion on you. And that's what, it doesn't resonate with me because I'm actively changing all of the time and every day.
Yeah.
I'm going to be different in 5 years than I am now, you know.
Do you think it's the fact that you believed you could change?
It was the fact that you keep pushing down, then you go, nah, it's the push back like these people doing. It's the push back. But I pushed back myself and found my own route and went against what everyone was trying to you should do it. No. I've always had to go around the mountain to find the way. It's never the shortcut. Do you know what I mean? So it was that thing. But it's sheer resilience and it's sheer persistence and it's determination. And then outgrows this other human out of this thing that you were. And then you go, actually, I might be right sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
And it's all this, Dan, because we talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
And you said something that I'm uncomfortable with, but we both talk about it.
Yeah.
Because if you were talking to your own kids, right?
I'm terrible.
Well, I know this. Self-hatred is not a great place to start from, but it served a function for you, and it has done for me to a certain degree. If you were saying that to your kids, you wouldn't want them to be working from that place.
But it's taught to yourself like people would talk to you, do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. It doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't put that upon anybody, do you know what I mean? But it's hard, I obviously didn't answer the question that you asked, and I forgot the question anyway. But roundabout way, it's like, I don't know what changed, but I think it was just the constant frustration of you bullied here, this didn't work, that didn't work. It's just down. It never ends, you know what I mean? And you're like, I need to get and find out, and it's taking risks, and it was always the unassumed risk, smoking in your bedroom, out your window and all that kind of, been there, got the T-shirt, done everything, right? But it's understanding that now, I see it as, certain issues that happened in your life and the path, that's what went down that path. Dad died at 16, did it? And then you look back, you go, hang on, was that an impact on that? Yes, didn't think about that. Nobody told you. Nobody helped you. Nothing. Not a thing. You have to dig it out that hole yourself. Get out of it yourself. But it takes a long time to do that. And for me, it's like, I've got some answers. Here, there's some answers. So it might help you next time. Because I don't want you to go through that.
Yeah.
So it's just all of that. You're constantly trying to figure it out all of the time. And it never ends. But it's making yourself, I don't know, it's kind of, I'm going to end up going in happiness here, but I don't know if it exists. Do you know what I mean? But
that's a very Buddhist approach.
We could go down another hour here. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to, because it's a huge, deeply. It just goes. It's enrooted in people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's who you are. But the bottom line of it is just make uncomfortable moves. Make uncomfortable steps, do something new, do something different. You can change it. You have to want to change it. Nobody else is going to do that for you. And tomorrow can be a better day as well. Don't think, that's it, done. No. Tomorrow you might get a better call, better email, something good might come, and it's your approach. If you approach tomorrow differently, no matter how much shit you're getting, I think it's that approach can change your life and who you are. And you can get through it and get out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you ask somebody who was an addict 10 years ago to now, they've just put the addiction into triathlons or something like that. We've interviewed people, we've talked to people like that. And because you understand that personality needs a shift in healthy habits. But it's a better healthy habit than the other one.
Yeah.
But still a habit. But understand what that is. And I think really look into yourself and understand that. Don't know where I was going, Joe, but hope that does that make sense in a way?
Totally
you understand
made
where
sense.
I'm coming from?
But I think in order for that to happen, you have to really feel like you have autonomy to change. And I think that there's a lot
and want.
Yeah.
It's the want in yourself, but it's possibly the need.
Yeah.
If you're pushing back on other people, push back on yourself as well. And I think try and use that, what's in you.
Yeah.
I think people just get into a habit of like, like that. Do that with yourself and go, why am I unhappy? Mm-hmm. Well, it's that. No, it's not that. You could get rid of them, not think about that, and do it in another way. Use that energy in another way to get yourself out of that. Stop blaming other people. Mm-hmm. You have a choice. You only live once. Do it. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But being there.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you can do it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I've got a menu on that.
Was
that too much?
No.
Sorry, I didn't realise I was going to go down there. So
it wasn't too much. It was perfect.
We do a full storyline there, can't we? Right. Now to the fun part, Joe.
Okay.
We're switching the script here. So
Since we're talking about public health, nutrition, and
yeah. There's one question, but the thing is, right? This is the exact point I'm making is 80%.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call I'm not going to call somebody out, but I'm going to call this question out. What's your Greg's order? I get it all the time. Don't eat Greg's, son. Don't eat Greg's. I've eaten enough Greg's to last us a lifetime, but I went and had a corned beef pasty a few months ago. Still beautiful. Still lovely thing.
I love a Greg's.
Exactly.
Love a Greg's.
Well, I'm pleased because it's going to be on air. So anyway, it's one of those things because they see you now and they don't see you as a previous human. Do you know what I mean? So you go, oh, well, I've got plenty in the bag. Do you want what answers do you need? Do you know what I mean? I can bring out some history. So, right, here's the menu. Pick anything from there, anywhere you want to go, and we'll do the Greg's last. So just shout something out.
Curry versus gravy.
Oh, that's a good one. Right.
Popular one. I do wonder how many people have asked that question out of all the guests we've had.
It's high up there, isn't it? It's high up there with one of the favourite questions.
But you're going to say a statement.
This is a chip-based question.
Okay, fab.
Curry or gravy on your chips?
Gravy. Always.
Always gravy?
Always gravy with loads of salt.
Right, so process here.
Really?
Right, what's your favourite thing to have? Because I think Richie Chips, shout out to Richie Chips, he likes it on a plate with, it's more like a restaurant meal, and I get him because I was in the temple a few weeks ago and he's changed my world on how you eat fish and chips. But fish and chips in a tray, from the chippy, right? Yeah, because you can have it from takeaways, different ones. Gravy, are you having batter on it?
Batter bits.
Oh, you batter
Just
bits?
call them batter bits.
Batter bits. I used to work at Harry Ramsden's.
Oh, did you?
Harry Ramsden's for
Really?
years.
Oh, hang on, here we go. Yeah.
Aficionado.
Harry Ramsden, definitely.
The one at the Metroland doesn't exist anymore.
No, we used to go, that was a fish and chip place, Harry Ramsden's,
and
wasn't
we
it?
used to always say it's not, because people used to get annoyed that the food wasn't coming out quick and would say, we're not fast food.
Yeah.
We're not fast food. We'll put everything in fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I learned at Harry Ramsden's that if you've got brass, you've got to use brown sauce to polish your brass.
Really? Brown sauce? What's in it then?
It's vinegar.
Is it the acidity?
So you use brown sauce to polish your brass. And we used
Would
to...
it always smell of brown sauce?
It used to stink. Because it was at the time when people could smoke.
Yeah.
And so we'd have the non-smoking section, which was just next to the smoking section. It was like literally in the same place. And people used to smoke terribly. And then we had all the batter, and the bottom of the chairs used to get coated in like grease, and we used to have to flip the chairs upside down and scrape the grease off before the shift started.
I think people really struggle to remember those days when you talk, just describing there the no smoking area, as if there was like a partition in the room that just stopped that bit. Yeah.
And
sometimes it was awful.
Yeah. And sometimes the non-smoking stuff you'd be non-smoking, and it would be higher, so all the smoke would rise, and you'd be in the non-smoking section and in a little cloud of cigarettes. Used to smoke in the Metroland and just put the tab out on the floor.
Have you got any memories of that? You got memories of the smoking era?
Yeah, well, I always have fond memories of old Gateshead, like the Get Carter car park.
Oh, yeah.
And then the whole kind of like the market and that, and there was like a proper greasy spoon in the basement.
There was?
We used to go there all the time.
Next to the pet shop?
Next to the pet shop, where you could buy actual dogs and cats. And
Dogs in
real life dogs and
real
cats.
life ones. And yeah, we would go there when we were little, my mum and my nana. And my
opposed to
nana
the
used to
newfangled
smoke like a chimney, so she'd just be sitting there on like the plastic tables and that. And yeah, I remember there's still signs. There's a sign in gates at Metro being like, remember, in June whatever 2007, you're not going to be able to smoke in here anymore. So they've
Really?
still got the signs up everywhere.
Mad, isn't it? Yeah. But it was mad. It's
the
nuts, innit?
smell of your
Smoking.
clothes.
But everything, you couldn't
after
go
a
to
night
a
out
pub,
or
you'd have to
something,
wash your
or-
clothes every single. But most people smoked anyway, so you always stunk to smoke.
Yeah, you
do know what I
did.
mean?
I love the smell. I still really love the smell of cigarettes and chips because it just reminds me of my nana. Do you know? It reminds us of going into my nana's. So it's
I
like
was going to say, it's like my granddad's kitchen.
like sitting around your grandma's
Deep fat fire
kitchen
on and a
because
rolling
people
in
could
his mouth.
only smoke in the kitchen,
Oh, yeah.
as if like
Smoking in the
smoking around
kitchen.
food was
Like,
better.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you ever watch Heaven, Vic Reeves,
Oh,
and
'cause
Chris
that's,
Ramsey.
yeah.
that's where the smells
Oh,
are,
it's
isn't
got
it?
Vic
The kitchen,
Reeves.
yeah.
It just honestly
Kitchen
takes me
with
back to my
Yeah.
childhood, cooking a fried egg with a cigarette in his mouth all the
Aye.
time.
And with a chip pan,
Yeah.
smoking with a chip. And you used to have to put adverts on the telly
Yeah.
saying don't
Aye.
smoke with you using your chip pan.
Yeah.
And like,
The kitchen would always smell like cooked pork. Do you know what I mean? So, all the time. Yeah, I mean, Nana's kitchen.
Net curtains that
Aye.
turned brown with
But the
nicotine and
back
stuff
door
like
was
that.
open. Back door was always open.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I love the smell. And like, obviously, I don't like the smell, but at the same time, there's just something you're like, oh, home.
It's a nostalgic
Yeah.
smell,
It is
isn't it?
nostalgic,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
comfort, isn't it? It's comfort because you remind as a child and all that kind of stuff. But
Go back at chips, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a process in terms of what goes on first?
like batter
Do
bits.
you not put vinegar on?
Yeah,
Some
you
people
go
are
and-
resistant
I
to
don't put-
vinegar.
Are you putting salt on after the gravy, or you doing it beforehand?
Chips,
Mm-hmm.
gravy, salt.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
Not bother about butter.
I know because it goes soggy in the gravy. If it was
Sometimes
just
it's a bit jelly congealed.
Yeah, I like
Sometimes
that.
nice a bit, you know.
if it was just batter bits and chips,
Mm-hmm.
then yes. But if it's gravy as well, no.
Yeah, aye. But would you have like a sausage or a fish with that as well, or you just go on chips?
Well, when I worked at Harry Ramsden's, we used to be allowed. It was great. You know what? It was actually great working at Harry Ramsden's because they let you have the spoilers for working in hospitality.
Like
and
free food?
Free food.
Really?
Yeah.
No matter how long your shift was, you weren't allowed anything. Well, see, I might be getting people into trouble here because the rule was nothing that they could do with the inventory, basically. So you could have
Right. anything
anything as long as it was. You could have as many chips as you want, but you couldn't have like a steak because then
Yeah.
you'd be able to mark it off.
High, that's a highfalutin item.
So you could have as much of the the kiddies ice cream. You could have as much of the kiddies
Yeah,
ice cream, but
aye.
anything that could basically
Yeah.
be marked on inventory. So
Yeah.
now I'm thinking of it with
People find workarounds to that.
yeah. When I've got me,
Because when I used to be driving a pizza shop, they wouldn't make us a pizza, but if there was one that like got left or was an extra order, then they would just put it on top of the oven. But you want to make sure that you're back from your order so there's some left because everybody else would have just snaffled it.
I
Do you
was
know what I mean? So, yeah.
horrified when I went to work. I went to work in an Italian restaurant after Harry Ramsden's, and I was like, "Where's my dinner?" And they were like, "Oh, but you haven't worked a long enough shift." I was like,
Yeah.
"But it's
Yeah,
it's
don't get
pasta.
through. Yeah.
You expect
It's like,
loads of pasta in that.
it's like 30 pence.
Meatballs.
So, yeah.
Just give us some." Like I was like, "Well, I'm going to go and work somewhere else." Cause
How do
that's-
people work around it then? How did they get non-inventory items? Or did they?
well, it depends how nice you were at the chef. Really, sometimes the chef would accidentally drop something.
I just
But
nudge them on purpose
Yeah.
and that. Yeah.
I shouldn't say this.
I'm
Drop it on
going
the floor.
to trade off and I'll tell you one. So when I used to work in a restaurant, I'm not going to name it, right? But I had a mate who he took a 2-litre bottle of Bombay Sapphire gin and he decanted the thing into into a plastic bottle. And then in the middle of service, he'd filled it back up with water with a little bit of gin still in it. And he false tripped and dropped the bottle. I went, oh, I'm going to have to put that on the comp list.
I feel like it would just
got
be
you.
easier to buy a bottle of gin.
Yeah.
Would have been, but then I think it would have been like Bombay Sapphire
Oh,
was not
yeah.
that mainstream then.
Yeah,
So that
okay.
was like a unique item.
Yeah, I respect the game on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Went on the black market in heaven, I think, for 2-litre plastic bottles of gin.
You're trying to open the sides.
always
without
find a
taking
way
the
to
seal
work
off.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always a workaround
Yeah.
on every single thing ever. People find a workaround. Okay, next question. I think we've got that down, haven't we? Yeah. Harry Ramsden's great. throwback. Metro Centre, Metroland. Do you know what I mean? Remember that?
Metroland.
No?
We
Metroland.
once,
Shout out Metroland.
Metroland comedy.
Metroland
Great
boys, yeah, top lads.
I once was with my friend Emily in the Metro Centre, and we played the claw machine, and we got a free all-day pass to Metroland.
Oh, there's nothing better.
It was
How many times have you gone on a roller coaster?
We're just literally on the roller coaster, on
round
the
and
roller
round and
coaster,
round.
on the roller coaster.
Oh, that is a
It's
high
the best
float, man.
thing.
Those swings.
Yeah.
Oh, the swings.
But it was
And
great.
you got
Yeah.
dead
Oh,
close to the
massive.
side.
There was a fair
I can't remember, it's just
inside
like
the Metro
proportionate.
Centre. It's
the
mad,
best
isn't
thing.
it?
The metronomes. What is that about?
Yeah.
The metronomes. What? Like what? Like
It was
what is
brilliant.
that about?
It was brilliant. It was a proper day out.
You'd be
wasn't it?
excited
that
to
up.
go, yeah, and then eating in the food court and all that kind of
And then,
stuff.
can you
Yeah.
remember the metronomes used to correlate with the colours of the
Aye.
quadrant? There was
Yeah.
rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one I can remember. Can you
Yeah.
remember the other metronomes?
No, I
rusty.
can't.
No, go
I
on.
can't, no.
That's a question for everybody. Mm-hmm. We'll do a competition.
And it's like
Peter, your question.
Metronomes.
because
Metronomes.
they're metronomes, as in like a metronome, aren't they? Is
Yeah.
that the pun? Because it's not a very good
yeah,
pun.
metronomes. Yeah,
It's not
What
a
is a
very good
metronome?
pun.
is it a
And it's like a.
Oh, it's
keeps
that
it in
timer?
time.
Oh, is that, is that,
When
is that
you
what
use
that's
a
called?
music
Is it?
metronome, yeah.
And then just put a gap in it. Metro, no?
Who can you imagine the like blue sky
marketing
thinking
skill there.
Sitting
marketing
around the
meeting that
table,
came
aye.
round. What
Yeah,
was
that person
that?
retired that day, didn't they? Like, right, that's it. That's my job done.
Aye, but-
Project.
yeah, well,
I've peaked.
Yeah.
I've peaked.
There's no. Yeah, I'm 18, but there's no
There's
going
no-
further here.
yeah, well, that meeting room would have been filled with smoke, wouldn't it? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it would.
Ashtrays on the table and ashtrays.
Full of Bombay sapphire.
Plumes of smoke.
It was a smoke.
Swings around on a chair in slow motion. I've got an idea.
Yeah, you've got to do that. That's
Like
back in the day,
Cyril
yeah,
Sneer.
yeah. Cyril
Big-
Sneer,
big
yeah.
massive cigar in that in his
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
Metronomes.
Yeah, the whole room gasps
Yeah.
and then coughs. So, yeah. Another question on there, please. Thank you.
I don't mind. Oh, the pop man.
Owen.
I'd forgotten about it.
Right,
I love
okay.
it when people respond to that question
Yeah.
in that way.
The pop man, because it's like it's a
Everybody had
bit of a
different one,
throwback.
didn't it?
Because young'uns don't know anything about the pop man. But ours was Alpine. You had Sykes, didn't
Sykes,
you? So who did you have coming round?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
Oh,
I
do you
don't
not
know. I can't
remember?
remember what it was.
Can you remember the little truck?
Yeah, he had a little truck and he had these trays of glass bottles,
Yeah.
and he used to keep your glass bottles and he'd fill them up, and he'd get
Yeah.
dandelion and burdock.
All right, stick them on the front, put a note on it, what you want flavours next week.
Totally
Yeah.
forgotten about
Take
the
the
pop
lids back.
man.
The shop.
Dandelion and burdock. It's
Yeah.
only time you'd have dandelion and burdock, pineapple,
Cherry
cream
aid.
soda, cherry aid, sarsaparilla. Yeah, wasn't it fun?
Sometimes limeade.
Ugh,
I like limeade.
You'd try them all, wouldn't you?
Yeah, my grandma, not my grandma, my stepmom is the only woman in the world that still drinks cherry aid.
Cherry aid.
She's still,
Yeah.
if you go around a house, she's got cherry aid.
Really?
I respect it. I think cherry pop is probably one of the nicest. Cherry 7-Up was one of the nicest because they used to sell at the pizza shop, but you couldn't get it anywhere else. Cherry 7-Up was the best cherry drink I've had.
We did a
Cherry
whole
7-Up.
solo podcast talking about cherry flavoured things.
Cherry flavoured drinks, and I like cherry,
cherry
lips.
lips.
But cherry lips don't really taste of cherry
tastes like
lips.
No, they
perfume.
don't.
Yeah, and you end up like you have a mouthful, and yeah, it's that little cough. That one cough when you eat it, like Parma violets. I don't know. Does it get to the back of your throat? Gets to your chest. It's almost perfumey. Do you know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
know exactly what you mean.
There you go.
know exactly what you
There
mean.
go.
Yeah.
There, not alone.
I am
We-
going to bring them onto the podcast at some point. I
Who,
want, to
cherry
get
lips?
I want to get a genuine cough out of you. Yeah.
They probably don't make them anymore because they're like,
No.
you had to chew. They stick to your teeth like there's nothing else would stick to your teeth like cherry
cherry
lips.
lips still.
We're probably not the same. You know how they've kind of changed beer bottles and that they did. You've gone a bit weak.
I wonder if
you know?
they've got them at the Beamish sweet shop.
I'm not sure they do. If you're going to get some, that's the
That'll
place
be
to
where
get
you
them,
get
and
them.
that's the only place you're going to find them. It's like sherbet, kind of
Dib dabs.
dabs, and then, you know, like, because my granny used to call them bullets, you know, these hard mint
Oh,
sweets.
yeah.
bullets,
Yeah,
yeah.
black bullets.
Black bullets,
Yeah.
aye.
Yeah.
Tin of black bullets next to his chair, aye. Do you want a bullet?
Yeah. and you'd
Then
be-
just throw you one.
Straight in your mouth. I'll say 2 thirds.
Well, where you try that yourself, don't you? Yeah. But I like that passing down those little things because my son came in, watches almond. Do you know what I mean? There's an
Yeah.
almond. It's good. But yeah, good catcher in the mouth. That was a skill set.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like grade levels of respect at school.
But you must
Can
hit
you
your front
throw
teeth a
something
couple
up?
times or something
Well, yeah,
hard.
of course you got. Yeah, there's a few victims.
Oh, aye.
It's the same as flipping beer mats on a table. Like you flip on the edge and catch them.
Yeah.
That was a game, pub games.
Yeah.
So yeah. What's your Greg's order, Joe?
Veggie breakfast roll with a latte.
Okay.
Veggie breakfast roll. What's in a veggie
never
breakfast
had
roll?
It's just
I've
it's
had
just veggie sausages in a
is it?
in a bag.
Oh, you see that in the
okay.
hot cabinet,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
What
your
I like?
Lovely, absolutely lovely. I love a Greggs. I do love a Greggs. We used to, when I first moved out of home, we lived in Todsnook on, do you know, the 3 tower blocks at the top of Westgate Road?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
they had the Greggs bargain bin.
Oh, the outlet where
The
you can get like
outlet.
broken bits of biscuit and stuff like that.
broken biscuits?
You still get one. There's one in
lived on there.
Lakegate in South Shields.
Jackie White's Market on a Saturday with my grandparents. Broken biscuits.
Yeah.
Love it.
Because always those pink wafers.
You get like the edges of the sausage rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to get it used to be able to get like for pennies, and we lived on that. 'cause
That's
we
still
would-
there, you know.
Yeah,
That's
there's
sure.
one in Gateshead as
Yeah.
well. Absolutely love it. And when me and my mum went down to London a couple of months ago to go and see something in the West End, just as a nice little treat, and there's a Greggs in Leicester Square, and it was like 7:30 in the morning. I went down to get us some breakfast, and standing outside there was 2 other couples all waiting for Greggs to open, and we just started chatting, and we were all from the North East. It was so, and we were all shocked. We were like, "Why is Greggs not open?
Yeah.
How come Greggs is closed?" Like we were like, we were so, and they were hanging because obviously
Yeah.
it's Leicester
Yeah.
Square
Yeah.
7. They'd crawl down to get the bacon
Straight out the
sarnie.
club, straight Greg's.
And we
Like a
started.
compass. Right.
Just pulling you towards it. Yeah.
It was so funny. We were like, we're probably the biggest congregation of people from the North East in all of London, and we're all waiting for Greggs to open.
You
on
know
it.
what? That should be one of those places, if you get lost in London.
Yeah.
That should be a North East meeting point.
Like an official North East meeting point.
An official
Google
North
Maps
East
and everything.
point, yeah,
Pin.
yeah.
Big blue pin.
But now you're going to get confused because there's that many Greg's. Which one? Oh,
Yeah.
which one?
Well, there's
me
not as
and
many
the
in
closest
London.
Greg's. Okay.
There must be more Greggs in Newcastle than there is in the whole of London.
Yeah.
There must be.
Oh, there is. Definitely.
Yeah.
But they're at like,
Me-
I'm sure that like,
me-
there's a fact for you, about 90% saturation of shops in the UK.
My son asked us a question last night. We were nipping at Tesco for a few things, and he's like, "Is this a town, Daddy? Town? Town? Yeah. So, out of all the towns in Britain, do you think how many have got a Greg's in?" That was his question. And I was like, probably most.
I would
Do you
say
know what I
pretty
mean?
much most of
I
them.
said probably most of them. Probably in the sticks, you might not. And I was thinking, actually, no, but there is one in like the Lake District because
yeah.
James Files went to one. He had it, that was his Greg's order. He was in the lakes and was chucking it down. So I'm just trying to think of like, there's a question, Mr. Greg. How many towns has every single town got a Greg's in? So yeah,
Is that directly to Mr. Greg?
Mr. Greg, yeah.
You've got to answer it.
Yeah, because that's how Hannah referred to Greg's as Mr. Greg. Hi, Mr. Greg. So now it's Mr. Greg.
I like that.
Is that it?
Fantastic.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hope you
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
Oh, I did. It was so nice coming and having a chat. It was really good fun.